live, boys.
We live!
Live!
Welcome to the first edition of your Gaming News of the Week podcast. I'm joined by my good friends Brandon.
Yes, sir.
And, of course, Omar has to be here.
Yeah, I have, by law, I have
Mandatory.
to show up. Yeah, so I don't get fined.
We have to have one person working the mics or we sound like shit.
Thankfully, we don't have to pay him.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet. Once we get paid, he's getting paid.
We'll see.
I'm
just kidding.
Brandon, leave right now. So we're not doing a video on this podcast because obviously, well, we're in my room right now and there's no space for anything else.
No space.
But we're still gonna bring you the gaming news of the week. The hottest news on the market.
Oh yeah,
hotter than your mama's titties.
Damn.
That's crazy though. Hotter than your mama's titties.
Look, I said yours, looking at our friends and family, saying your mama's titties.
That's what I'm saying. As in yours, as in like whoever's listening onto this one.
Look,
it's
hotter than your mom. Look, if you look in the mirror, it's hotter than your mama's titties. Then you're talking to yourself. Then you're talking to your mama. And you know what? Your mama doesn't like that. Anyways, we're gonna get started with a couple news stories that me, Brandon, we kind of pulled up, and we just wanted to talk about. Do you want to go first?
Sure. Yeah. Let's go ahead and grab these people's attention. So, have you guys heard about the new Assassin's Creed and Final Fantasy 15 collaboration?
No.
Yeah.
Wait, what? There's a collaboration for that?
So yeah, they announced it today. I think it was about 10 a.m. this morning. They went ahead and talked about how they're going to make a new update for Final Fantasy 15. Basically advertising their new Assassin's Creed Origins. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, the new
Yeah.
game.
The new one?
Okay.
Yeah, and they're making it so that you play as Noctis with a little bit of Assassin's Creed touch in the game. They're adding a whole like climbing system to the city, an assassin feature. It's like playing a little mini version of Assassin's Creed.
That's kind of crazy though.
Yeah, and it's free. They're releasing it for free. So,
but then it's only in Final Fantasy 15.
yes,
Or so it's just a collaboration within Final Fantasy 15.
yes, they're releasing it as like a DLC pack for Final Fantasy 15.
That's so strange.
Yeah,
Like if I was gonna wake up today and look at the news, one thing I was not gonna see was Assassin's Creed
right.
and Final Fantasy 15 crossover, not crossover, but collab.
I don't know how to feel about it, but it looks kind of cool.
I mean, I saw some pictures of it. It was it was Noctis in that outfit. I believe he was in that outfit, and they're putting a whole Assassin's Creed festival, I guess, in that game.
Yep.
That's kind of cool.
I think that's what it's called, is the Assassin's Creed Festival.
Like if you think about it, it's just like a really cool idea though.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what I like about it more.
It's super abstract. It's something that you wouldn't
It's
think
definitely
of.
left field. It's like I would never suspect that Assassin's Creed and Final Fantasy are ever going to team up.
That
Right.
Yeah, that is
Because then like, the possibility is now it becomes like, well, who else is like teaming up to do like this? Isn't like they thought of it. This could have been a response to something that insiders saw to something. So it's like, what's coming down the pipeline that we don't know, and they're trying to jump the gun.
Yeah, think about the crossover with like Rabbids and Mario.
Yeah, I feel like that might have insinuated some stuff, but like,
I think I'm not sure entirely, but I do recall Square Enix and Ubisoft making something before.
I don't know. I would have to look that up.
Yeah, definitely. I just think they have done something before. What was it? Just Cause, right? Just Cause was Ubisoft and
Square Enix. Yeah.
Right? Or no? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I could not tell you.
But I'm just trying to figure out if it's
but
out of the blue or.
But regardless, it's still a dope idea.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting.
Yeah, that's extremely strange and weird, but I guess it's more power to Final Fantasy 15 because they put so much money into it, and they're trying to make as much money as possible.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I mean, they also announced Final Fantasy 15 mobile version, which they're just pretty much doing like a sprite kind of like they're trying to dumb down all the stuff, but then you kind of put the main game in there.
That's really cool.
But I saw the a little bit of the actual game actually being played, and I like it. I mean, it looks dope.
They're just I feel like they're just trying to get some money. If they're trying to break into the market of phones, they're going to put microtransactions. They're going to try to get these whales so they can get this money and constantly build it up.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they kind of have to at this point. Like, look at everybody's. If you're not doing microtransactions in your games, then what's the point of even producing a game? Which kind of sucks for us on the other side, but that's what what's been developing.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, but
that is the turn of events for gaming.
Yeah, I guess going into mobile, and then I see that they have a type of art. It looks like an RTS or whatever tap mobile game already. Because every time I go on YouTube, all I see is that Final Fantasy game, Frontiers. I don't know what it is, but that game. I was looking into. I was like, this game looks cool, and then I looked at the reviews. I tried to see as many things as possible before I started downloading it, and they were just like, "This game is like a cash grab. This game is complete ass." And I was just like, "All right."
Which kind of sucks. It sucks when they do that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like playing with their emotions. Like, yeah, finally a Final Fantasy mobile game that might be good. Nope, never mind.
Yeah, they've made a lot of tries on the Final Fantasy mobile market. Like, I believe there's already a few app games. Like, there's that card game. I know that one.
Yeah.
There's a card game?
Or, yeah, I believe it's a Final Fantasy card game. Or it's definitely a turn-based, like, similar to Brave Frontier, at least, if that's the one I'm recalling. And then they also have that 3D one.
What 3D?
It's on the iPhone market. I can't remember the name of it, but
I know they have all their like Final Fantasy 7 and all them.
Yeah, they also have all of those too. So they're definitely trying to break some room for them.
Break even. I
guess.
guess.
They want to definitely tap into that market. I mean, it's a huge industry right now. And it's minimal effort, and they recognize that. That's what they're trying to cash in on.
And like a million different apps every which way. It's really hard to break into that market also.
Yeah, but once you do...
and once you have a big enough name, too.
Definitely. I mean, they already have the name, so...
The cool thing about this dynamic is, like, I haven't heard any of this news.
Yeah, so it's
for me, it's fresh, and I'd be like, yo, that's
right,
dope.
Right.
All right.
And in other Final Fantasy news, specifically Final Fantasy 15... we all know that it's being released on PC soon, and there's no doubt about it. There's a huge modding community on the PC. And, it came into fruition that, guess what? Nude mods are being planned.
Ooh.
And what did the director of Final Fantasy 15 have to say about that?
Oh, yeah, very nice.
Oh, yeah, actually. He was actually pretty open-minded about it.
So we're going to see we're going to see just long schlongs.
It's possible. It's very possible.
Long schlong.
But he finds it morally wrong to a certain extent, but he believes in the freedom of the player. So that's something that you got to consider nowadays, especially in this current gaming market.
Well, I'll tell you this. If I can't get my 20-inch long dick on Noxus, then I don't know.
Then is it really a game?
Yeah, dude.
All right.
But I go ahead and have a quote on me. It reads, "What's stronger in my mind is the fact that I don't want to limit people too much. This is part of the culture of gaming these days. These people, it's a thing they've bought. It's their game now." So I totally respect that he's giving us that freedom.
Free reign.
It's a nice change of pace that we usually do not get from these AAA title developers.
Yeah, because they're very ownership kind of like, no, this is our game. We don't want it to be anything else. Blah blah. No, blah blah. This and that. I think we had an issue. It's like there wasn't there a AAA company that was like, no, we want the game like this. So we're not going to let any of this.
There's definitely a bunch of those.
Well, hold on, Blizzard with all the porn stuff that was
for Overwatch.
Yeah, because I think they locked down the models, right? Mm-hmm. But it just caused everybody to like download the models even faster before they locked them down. So.
Right.
So they were just like everybody was drawing. DeviantArt was full of porn, and they were just ready to go.
So if you don't want something, don't talk about it. Just slowly take it away.
Slowly, just don't say anything, and then be like, "Oh."
Because if you make an announcement, it's just like, "Oh, well, now we know what before you take it down,
what is that 4chan's rule? Rule 32? Is it?
Rule 34, I think.
It's like anything and
if it exists, there's porn of it.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So there's probably already porn of this podcast.
There's probably. I mean, we're making it as we go along. Yeah. Someone's gonna sample the sounds, remix some fire ass song.
Oh, we can make beats like that.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Anyways, I got some gaming news also from. This one's actually from Game Radar. Oh, sorry, Game Reactor. Coming from Game Reactor, it's they were at Gamescom talking to EA Executive Vice President Patrick Soderlund, and it's
something like that.
Soderlund, and he says, "Well, I think my personal opinion." Oh, sorry, this is on the topic of Mass Effect Andromeda.
Ooh.
He says, "Well, I think my personal opinion is, I think that the game. I usually don't do this, but this is one of those places where I feel like the game got criticized a little bit more than it deserved. I think the game is actually a great game. Yes, we have to acknowledge the fact that there were some things that maybe we could have done better. Absolutely. But as a whole, if you go in and you buy the game today, everything that's in it today, I believe that that's a game worth buying personally." He continues on saying, "Mass Effect as a franchise that has such a big fan base, and I've seen people saying, 'Oh, EA's not making another Mass Effect.' I see no reason why we shouldn't come back to Mass Effect. Why not? It's a spectacular universe. It has a huge fan base, and it's a game that has done a lot for EA and BioWare."
Ooh, triggered.
But
oh man,
it's like he understands the shortcomings of Mass Effect Andromeda, which we all understand what that is, which is pretty much just well. Have you ever played Mass Effect Andromeda, Omar?
No, I have not.
So
great big ball of garbage.
Is it?
It's not absolutely terrible. The gameplay is actually pretty fun. It's just story, facial models,
just everything that makes an RPG an RPG.
Yeah, it wasn't that good, but and they kind of gave up on it. Like they moved the developer that was working on it. They moved them some of that like assets throughout all of BioWare. They stopped doing updates for it, and they
wait. Isn't the game like recently new too?
Mm-hmm. It's pretty new, yeah.
It's
like when did it come out?
I think
like 3 months ago, right?
Something I don't think so.
No,
or like in the beginning of this year.
Beginning of this year.
So you're saying that within like 6 months they just were like, yeah, no more updates. Fuck you guys.
No
essentially,
no more updates. No more developer. No more. They planned a single player DLC, but they canned that too.
Wow.
So they just kind of left this game barren, and I'm like, I don't think that Mass Effect, and a lot of the fans didn't like it because majority of the time it was the facial animations.
Well, if you think about it, like, why would you even put out a shit game? Like, why would you do that? I get it, you're a AAA kind of thing, but why would you even put out a shit game? Like, that's just like us proving you guys, like, hey, we knew this was going to happen, and yet you prove us right. Like, we knew, like, kind of thing, like. Now we won't have faith in the next installment of Mass Effect. Like, is it going to be another Andromeda?
Yeah.
Like, why would they even want to go back?
People eat that shit up, man. People just look at the name and they're just like, all right, well, it's another one. It's time to fucking buy and hop on the train.
Well, because the first two were good, right?
Okay. The first one was good. I wasn't a huge fan of the second one.
What?
I
like Mass Effect 2?
Mass Effect 2 was alright to me.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Mass Effect 2
Who the fuck is this guy?
Mass Effect 2 is when it started turning into an action RPG and less of an RPG.
You like the first one? The
first one had greater story mechanics, better character engagement, better morality system. The first one had, or the second one definitely had better combat. But that's not what the game is about. If I wanted to play a combat game, I could play Call of Duty. If I wanted to play a shooting game, I could play Call of Duty.
Come on, there were some really good RPG elements on the second one, at least story-based, story-wise, when you get to meet like those very unique characters, especially I don't
know. I heard that you could try to fuck anybody in the second one, so
I think
you can do. I think you can do that in all three of them.
I think they always let you fuck anybody. But
man, you're like that's so like strange from like at least from like my group of friends.
I think from BioWare, honestly, the last game they put out was probably
the really good game.
Beside, I mean, honestly, Knights of the Old Republic is probably a solid MMO nowadays. I actually kind of enjoy it. But
I understand a lot of
for
people
their single player
like
games, I would probably say Jade Empire was their last game that
last good game
I liked. Yeah.
Oh, wow, Jade Empire. You don't like?
I have no idea who or what that game is.
Jade Empire came out on like the Xbox, I believe.
Yeah, long time
it was
ago.
like this. It was like a turn-based like martial arts.
God damn, that's
it was like
old.
a kung fu RPG.
Holy shit.
It was like the only
cool.
one of its kind.
It was so cool, so cool. I'm not gonna lie.
It was probably like the better version of Knights of the Old Republic for the original Xbox. And
but then they kind of moved away and they got all the like they kind of went off in different directions.
Yeah,
like,
they changed their system, everything. I mean, don't get me wrong. What was that? Dragon Age Inquisition had solid combat, and it was, the graphics were beautiful, but none of the characters were engaging. The story was very bland and boring. It was a typical, there's a fucking demon lord causing trouble. You have to use your magic to save everybody.
Yeah.
It's the
true.
same shit. I'm tired of it.
The gameplay wasn't that bad.
The gameplay was great.
It's just story.
It's not enough to it's because when you play an RPG, you don't come in for the gameplay mechanics. It's gonna get tired. It's gonna tire down on you. Like if you're just playing, constantly turn based with no point to it, you're gonna get over it really quick.
Yeah.
But if there's an actual story and plot carrying those simple mechanics throughout the game, then you're gonna stay involved, which is why I couldn't stay involved in all of the recent BioWare games. It just wasn't interesting to me. I don't know what happened.
Did BioWare actually but they made the story for the MMO of Knights of the Old Republic?
I'm not sure. I think there is maybe some base novels, but I think for the most part they did write.
No, it was a partner. It was partnered up with Lucasfilm.
Yeah, okay.
So it's like part of their
their whole thing.
Yeah, it's not part of the main canon anymore. It's part of Legends. It's like an extended
universe.
Yeah, it's counted as myths and bullshit.
Boo!
Yeah,
because it's not Disney, right?
Yeah, because it was done before Disney. So
oh my god, that's some.
Well, if you
bullshit.
think about it, it simplifies the storyline. It streamlines it, but it's still not because they still acknowledge a lot of stuff. But yeah, I completely understand why they did it. Although I still want an Old Republic movie eventually.
Yeah.
That would be so fucking dope.
So sick.
Because then we're dealing with somebody that's not a Skywalker.
I mean, the Old Republic was where all the action was.
Yeah,
that's where when all the Jedis were alive. That
was Star Wars.
War, yeah. And the fact that they just tossed it aside is just. What do you mean? That's the.
Well, I understand why they went with the route that they went recently with the movies, but
at least for their brand too. Disney's not about that.
But if they ever choose to do this, Old Republic would be a dope movie to go to. But this tangent has been nice.
He said, "But this tangent,"
because they went to a realm that I understand. But anyways,
yes, it's super interesting though. But it's super sad that a lot of the really good stories are being just thrown out.
Yeah. Talking about another game that doesn't have a good story, Overwatch. My lord, I wish they had a single player.
I think
everybody wishes. That's why they didn't make the cinematics. But the reason I transitioned to Overwatch, they got some new developer updates that affect Mercy and Diva in their gamerplay.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
So
let the viewers, as everybody can see my room. Let the listeners know.
Mercy just got Mercy and Diva got overhauled. We'll start with Diva since it's the least intensive one. Diva got a new ability on her E. It's I think a small rocket there's small rockets that shoot at your general direction. But the cool thing is, you can shoot while you fly now. You can as you're flying, you can shoot.
Wow, that's gonna be killer.
And while you do your defense matrix, you can do your E. That's the only thing, but you can't defense matrix and shoot.
Okay.
You can't do the both.
Okay.
But you can use your other ability while you use the defense matrix, which is pretty cool. Which makes since they the relationship between Diva and the developers of Overwatch has been kind of interesting, because at first she was a very like bully heavy kind of character, so like she would be the one going up to your supports and stuff like that, trying to kill him like right away.
Totally understand that.
And they try to take like they try to balance her and to make her more of a tank, so that's why they did the whole defense matrix, how like the cooldown and stuff like that, and they lowered, I think, they made her spread wider, and her damage went down. So I was like, yeah, she's more of a tank. She has, she does more DPS when she's out of her mech suit, blah blah. Now you can literally fly up into like a Mercy or something, shoot your rocks and shoot her a little bit, and she's insta dead. So the thing that they were trying to avoid, she literally became into like a burst damage.
Oh yeah.
Tank now. So like she can literally fly in, kill like one or two people, and then fly out. Like she has a way of escape, and yeah, it's crazy. But Mercy got the overhaul. So
overhaul,
she has,
overhaul is an understatement on that.
Yeah. So her ult doesn't revive anymore.
So then what is she like? What is
no? So her revive is now on cooldown. It's on a
singular.
Target. Yeah. No, you can revive multiple people.
Really?
Yeah. It's on a 30-second cooldown, and it's on your E ability. So it's an ability.
Okay.
So it's not your ult. Okay. So the ult turned into a angelic flight. So now she can just fly. She just flies. That's it. But her damage to her blaster increased, and then also the cooldown on the revive goes down from 30 seconds to 10 seconds, and then damage boost increases as well. So everything increases. Like she becomes like an angelic kind of person thing, like which makes sense. Like it fits her character. I actually really like the overhaul. But yeah, that's really about it.
Does it change the difficulty of her playstyle?
I think, if anything, it makes it a bit easier.
Oh yeah, because
now you're not holding on to your ult.
Yeah.
Constantly,
like
you can literally spam it on. You can have it on cooldown.
Nice.
I think that's what they wanted. Because if you had because I know they messed with her ult charge a lot throughout the last couple of patches. So they were trying to figure out what's the best way to have her viable constantly, and you can't increase her ult charge by so much where it's almost where she's going to get one ult, but you can't also have it them having it every 5 seconds either.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
they were just trying to fix the issue of if you had a shit Mercy in competitive and they didn't know how to
play Mercy, somebody else can pick it up and they can use the revive right away.
Yeah.
If you think about it, that's kind of dumb. I think what they're going to do is they're going to add the cooldown starts from match. So as soon as the match starts, you have a 30-second cooldown before you can use your revive. Because if you have revive right off the bat, it's going to be just dumb.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Well, thank you. Oh, on the topic of that, actually, May.
Oh, the May cinematic, yes.
Oh.
Rise and shine, dude.
That one was good.
Really good. Hitting the fields.
I'm hyped.
They just need to make a movie now.
No, I'm surprised they haven't tried to do a TV kind of series
or anything like that.
Honestly. Oh, dude, they would make so much. But I think they really care about their stuff, and that's why let it go.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. Or you can I don't know. I just wish, because supposedly it's the second season. They said of cinematics, so apparently all the cinematics that we got so far before the Mercy one has been season 1.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're going to get a whole bunch of them, but the way I don't think they're going to be. I don't see a story developing through each one. I think it's just its own individual thing, because it's still the May one's still kind of based on the Winston and Reaper one where he sends out the distress signal. So it's still really close in time. So I don't know.
Cool stuff.
Thank you, Omar, at Overwatch Corner.
I got you guys.
Omar's Overwatch.
And on the other side of the ring is ding 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 DBZ Fighters.
Ooh, hype,
how do we feel about this new DBZ Fighters?
Give it to me now.
Very similar to a 2D I want to say Street Fighter-esque.
Wait, is it coming to PC?
I do not know, but I do know it's multi-plat on the console at least.
Well, it looks like I am buying a PS4.
Boy, you might as well. You have every other console.
I don't have any of the new gen consoles. So
I know. All he got was a PC Master Race, and that's all he needed.
Well, a lot of people are definitely hyped about this game because of its new competitive nature in comparison to all DBZ previous titles. They've been releasing a lot of new footage, actually. A lot of new footage and all the new characters. They released the androids. They released Gohan, Piccolo, and Krillin, I believe. Trunks as well. Trunks was released first. And honestly, the game looks solid. What do you guys think?
Oh, man. So I've seen this game being played around a bit, like just like at different places. I personally, I didn't go to like Evo, but I saw like people trying it out, and honestly, this game is probably the best contender for the first DBZ to actually be put in like competitive like
for sure.
Oh, it looks so fast paced and looks like combo heavy, almost like a Marvel versus Capcom-esque. But they put so much detail and so much care into the actual type of styles and fights and like the different moves because they pull it straight from I believe the comics. Not the comics, but the manga. Yeah. They pull it straight from the manga, and I was like, I think this game is definitely going to be one to bring up the Dragon Ball Z name, at least in the fighting community.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm hyped. I have every Budokai game ever came out. I have all the DBZ games from like all back in the day until like I think Ultimate like Budokai like 3 or something. Like I have like every single one, and every time I would get a new console, I'd try to find and see if there's a like collector's pack to like get the new ones because I was like, I cannot not play my fucking DBC.
Right.
So the fact that this is coming out, and I haven't been this hyped for another Dragon Ball Z game in a while until I saw this come out because I'm starting to get into more like fighting-esque games. So like I've been playing a lot of like Smash Brothers and stuff like that. So for me, I'm getting super hyped that they're doing this. So yeah.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that insta kill move for Android 16?
Oh.
The grab combo insta kill.
Android 16 is currently the most OP character based on videos alone.
Yeah.
Seriously, I haven't seen this.
So you can only use it once per match, but he has a grab combo that's insta kill. Insta kill. That's dumb.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they have some sort of ban system to this game because that character is going to be constantly banned. Everybody's going to practice it, but it's going to be constantly banned.
You're like, just in case they don't know how to play the game.
Because like the thing is, like if you don't pick it, you have no viable competitive nature to it unless there's a counter to it.
Right, but we don't know that yet.
Yeah.
But in other news of OP characters, they're dropping the Super Saiyan Blue videos tomorrow, so stay tuned on that.
Yeah.
Bandai Namco on YouTube. Check that out ASAP.
Hype. I'm telling you. Too hyped.
All right. I got a story coming from GameSpot. It says that Microsoft is still trying to talk to Sony about cross-play gaming. I got a quote saying, Microsoft confirms it's talking to Sony about cross-play. It says, I believe this is the lead Mike, oh my god, I can't even think of his name right now. I should have read it down. But he runs he's the head of Xbox. But he says, I would love for players on all platforms to stay connected. Oh, so sorry, his name is Phil Spencer.
Phil Spencer, gotcha.
The fact that somebody would make an assertion that somehow we're not keeping Minecraft players safe, I found not only from a Microsoft perspective, but an industry perspective. I don't know why that has to become the dialogue. That doesn't seem healthy for anyone. We can always do better with anything we do. I find the whole discussion around safety with our game, and that somehow we wouldn't take that as a top priority, and frankly, through our parental controls on Xbox Live and everything else that we've done, Sean, that's incredibly important to us as a platform. But he confirms Well, he says he's still in talks with Sony, trying to figure things out about crossplay with with certain games. Like we're talking Minecraft, Rocket League.
Yeah.
Basically, with big multiplayer
games.
The
big multiplayer games, which I understand. Like, I feel like them striving for the crossplay is just like, we want, people are at this point, they choose whatever console they seem fit, but if they meet a friend and they can't play games with them, like, it kind of sucks. Like, I don't have any of the console games, any of the consoles or anything like that, and I see that you guys are playing all these games, and I'm like, damn, I wish I got one, but I'm not willing to drop like $400 on something like that. I have other shit to pay for. So for them to strive for that, it's actually a beneficial thing, because now I know whatever system I choose, it's my preference, but I can still play with my friends. You get me?
Yeah.
So for me, I completely understand where Phil is coming from.
I definitely like the idea of it, but it's just comes to a question: how are they going to pull it off, and how are they going to decide whether a game deserves it? Is it going to be something that we have to wait until, it turns popular before they establish it in a game?
I heard from the Rocket League developers, they said that they can do it. It would be like anonymous, like kind of like playing against each other, but you wouldn't know specifically that they're on Xbox. But they said that they can. They already have the tools of doing it, and all they need to do is flip a switch. And he said, possibly 15 minutes. That's it for Rocket League to be cross-platform.
That's ridiculous. The fact that they're stalling this, I just feel like it's just like prideful people and like just competition between each other.
That's Sony, only Sony.
Yeah,
Xbox is trying to talk to them.
And I understand. Like, Sony might seem like they're on the stronger side by doing this, but I feel like eventually it's going to bite them in the ass, because eventually they're going to get a game that they're in the main house, but they're not going to be like exclusively only for PS4, and it's going to be also distributed to Xbox. And they're like, no, but we want crossplay for this game because it's it's our baby kind of thing. And now it's going to be like, well, you held us up for Rocket League, you held us up for Minecraft, you held us up for what other game. If Hearthstone should come to consoles, to be honest.
Yeah, that's another game that definitely should come to console.
And then at that point you have to do
the multi-plat.
Yeah, because if you think about it, like the game on phone, you can compete with anybody. Like, you can compete with somebody on PC.
Right.
There's no hardware requirement.
There's no technical advantage to being on a controller or any different kind of system.
Yeah, so stuff like that. Like, I understand why Overwatch will never get crossplay, because people on console would just be bitching about the people on PC constantly, and you'll be able to know. You'll be like, there's the whole thing with I think, what was it, PS4. There's like an accessory where you can actually use a keyboard and mouse, and they're trying to ban people from using it. So I was like,
my friend
hold
was
on,
trying to buy that.
Yeah, like I understand, like they understand that there's a huge advantage with the keyboard and mouse now. And that's why, like, you can't do that. But, like, when it comes to games that doesn't really require anything like that, like Rocket League, you might be.
I feel like
the controllers are better for that.
Yeah, but because I play, even though I own it on PC, I use like a controller to play Rocket League. So
as long as it doesn't take advantage of like the like a console versus PC kind of thing,
right? Like,
well, PS4 had cross-platform with like. Think of servers like on Final Fantasy Online. They're cross-platform with PC, and they had cross-platform with Xbox 360. With Final Fantasy
and the PS2 with the
Final Fantasy
11.
11, it was 11 online. It was just like, I don't know. I guess it's just Sony seeing that they're on top and that they really don't need to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's going to bite them in the butt, I feel.
It's going to be an eventuality, I feel like. At least with certain games. It's not going to be like all around.
No. You know what another game would be dope for crossplay?
Mm-hmm.
Would be like Call of Duty. But only between like the consoles.
I feel like it would
because like Call of Duty is the most toxic fucking place to fucking play a game.
Yeah, the community is so toxic.
So, and then they're also the biggest fucking fanboys of each console that they either play. So, like, it's for the longest time when I got my Xbox 360, the reason I got the Xbox 360 is because I used to play Call of Duty a lot. And the reason I got the Xbox 360 is because we got the new patches a month before
PlayStation.
So I was like,
look who's getting the patch now.
yeah, but that's what I mean. Like now, you can arguably say like, oh well, the toxicity is going to increase if you do crossplay, but you kind of want that, don't you? Like you want people to like fill up the servers and use the voice chat features. And stuff.
My god, the voice!
You remember that? Like nobody does that anymore. Nobody uses
because everybody's in their own parties.
That's true. Because you can just get on Discord on your phone now.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no need.
There's no need. Do you have anything, Brandon?
Yeah, I just gotta. I didn't write down the full name of it. I just wrote down tits.
Tits? Ooh.
Oh yeah, there's a game. So we were actually talking about this a little bit.
Wait, which is it? What's the beach volleyball game?
Oh, that's Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball 2 or 1.
Dead or Alive. Isn't that a fighting game?
That's a fighting game with all.
And then they made a volleyball version of the.
It's pretty much just fan service. It's honestly just fan service. God. Anyways, did you find it? Find the name?
Almost. Damn it! I found it again, abbreviated. Why can't I just find the full name?
That's hilarious.
Anyway, he was talking about this game called Tits.
It's straight up. The name is called Tits.
It's an abbreviation of something.
That's dope.
So. Talking about some toxic things, we're going to trail off topic here and talk about tits.
What is the name?
Which is abbreviated for Trails in Tainted Space.
Now,
some of you more introverted fans, maybe ones that like to stay home and get crazy.
Oh, that's me right there.
Those who are familiar with the title Corruption of Champions will definitely enjoy this game. They're releasing a new game, and I believe the maker's name is Phenoxo. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly. But these games are all about the mature content. Let me tell you about how these games play. So, essentially, it's a text-based adventure with a lot of dirty erotica in there. Like, I'm talking about the craziest shit you can think of.
So it's just like a hentai game, essentially?
It is the game for people with fetishes across the universe.
Is it a Leisure Suit Larry?
It's way worse? Way fucking perverted than that. Wow. So, basically, you can have any kind of fetish you want in these games. And I believe Trails in Tainted Space is basically the space version of Corruption of Champions. You make a character. I think they have to be male, but possibly male or female, either way. And you play a text-based RPG adventure game where you essentially pick all your sexual aspects and live through your life in this sexual RPG game, deciding all your sexual adventures. And let me tell you about one story I remember reading about Corruption of Champions. It is some pretty nasty stuff. So, I believe the game started out with a normal human being, and he goes ahead and starts traveling into the forest on a daily basis. And there's, like, monsters in these places, right? And all of these monsters can infect you with anything you can think of. So, now he got into this forest, got seduced by some forest monster, and contracted some kind of monster disease, which may turn your dick green, or give you horns, or make you fucking a superhuman monster, or some shit like that. And these things just apply through the game, full and throughout. You level up with these stats, and you keep doing these adventures, making more demented and twisted choices as things go along.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that some crazy shit?
That is some crazy shit right there.
Now, is this game on Steam?
This game is actually a Flash game free of charge.
Oh
boy.
Looks like we know what game we're going to stream.
Oh, you will have a lot of hilarious adventures playing this. Or,
It's called Tits.
Or, yes, abbreviated Tits. But there's also Corruption of Champions, which is abbreviated as cock. So,
wow.
Are they both Flash games?
They're both Flash games.
And they're both free.
They're both free.
Corruption.
We know what we have to play next.
I believe.
I think our comeback video
mostly development, but
is going to be cocks.
It's going to be a fun one if we decide to do that.
Oh yeah, it's probably going to be in a couple months because there's a lot of stuff that you guys don't know that are in the works. So we're going to leave it at that.
Oh my god.
All right, we'll put a pin in that one.
Oh man. Well, okay, tits and corruption of,
tits
and cock.
Tits and cock.
Oh my god. Well, that sounds interesting enough where I would actually let my kids play the game.
You will let your curiosity go ahead and do it.
I was gonna let my kids play the game.
Oh, don't let your kids play the game. Not until you play it, at least.
But it's okay. Hold on. Omar went to go use the bathroom. So, we're going to continue on. So, we're going to talk about a little thing that we call Shenmue 3. I was about to say 4, but that doesn't make sense. So, we're going to talk about Shenmue 3, right?
Oh, the long-awaited third.
Now, what is your relationship with the Shenmue series?
Shenmue is just a very nostalgic title for me. It was basically the start of the quick-time action beat-em-up adventure games. So, it pretty much invented that genre in my eyes. I don't really know any other game that's done that beforehand. And it was really good for when it came out. It came out on the Dreamcast, if I recall correctly. And I don't know. It just stuck with me. The characters were great in it. The voice acting was horrible.
Oh, yeah, terrible.
The graphics were not bad for its time. And basically, the gameplay was what really revolutionized it. So,
I want to tell you about my, so I got my Xbox, right? Xbox first one.
Oh, yeah, the box.
So I never...
Xbox huge.
So the huge. So I never had a chance to actually play Shenmue 1, right?
Oh, okay.
So... I don't know what happened. I think I got it. I remember exactly. I remember I was at Christmas. I got my Xbox, and then I got Shenmue 2 with the Xbox for some reason. I don't know.
Nice.
I don't know how, but I think it might.
It's probably one of those bundles or something.
Yeah. So then I got the game. I was like, wow. I was like, what is this game? And then all of a sudden, I started playing it. I was like, man. It was like 5 a.m. after that, and I was like, good God, this game. I was like, it's all the mechanics that you can do with this game, like. You can go and it's pretty much, think of it like a Yakuza game if you haven't played Shenmue. Like you go out and just do random things in the city just for fun.
Right.
You gamble, play those pachinko machines.
Right. Exactly.
And get enveloped with this story. The story of and the QuickTime events were kind of like new at the time.
Right. They were pretty new at the time.
But super interesting story, and I'm actually really hyped for Shenmue 3.
Yeah, I'm hyped for it. I'm just worried that, it's going to be stuck in development hell, and
it's been a long time, and it's
people are expecting more now.
Oh, now, yeah, and it's because I don't think it's going to live up to the hype, to be honest.
I don't think it is either, but if you look at it at a different angle, you may still enjoy the game. I have high hopes for it as long as I, don't expect too much from it.
It's a beautiful looking. I mean, there's a teaser trailer out for it, and the teaser trailer looks a little rough, but we're still kind of midway through. Through making the actual game.
Definitely.
I'll still give it another 2 years before this game even comes out.
I'd hope at least another 2 years.
Oh, man,
I don't want to see that game out anytime soon unless they suddenly get a huge fucking group of people.
Welcome back, Omar.
Hello.
He went to go use the bathroom. Was it good piss?
No. I took a work call.
Oh, well, never mind.
Yeah.
He took a work call. Anyways, we were talking about Shenmue 3.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever heard about Shenmue 3?
Nope.
Shenmue is a really cool series. I wanted you to take the chance and actually watch somebody's playthrough of it.
All right. Sounds good.
Totally worth it. Totally worth it.
Yeah, totally.
All right, guys, that's it for this week's episode of Your Gaming News of the Week. That's Brandon.
Yes, sir.
That's Omar.
Yo.
And I'm Jake. I'll see you guys on the next episode.
Stay tuned.
Peace.